It's that time of year again when large gaming corporations showcase brand new products and services to a small, overcaffeinated segment of the world's population, commonly known as nerds. And although it's formally called the Electronic Entertainment Exposition, or more commonly E3, given this year's presentations, they really should have called it the Epic Exclusive Expo.
The Epic Scale Exclusive.
Exclusive. Epic Worlds. Epic Battles. Epic
Will you shut the fuck up?
Microsoft. Their entire presentation was fairly normal and expected. Like, you had the obligatory car game that nobody cares about, Minecraft that overjoys 12-year-olds, and of course, Lara Croft doing something physically impossible. Like, just look at this nonsense. According to the wiki, she's between 5'6" and 5'9". Now, even if she is 5'9", she would need to launch herself Michael Jordan style approximately 2 times the length of her body, or about 12 feet in the air, purely using spike boots and ice picks in order to reach the next chunk of ice. I don't know about you guys, but I hope she's a playable character in NBA 16.
Oh, what the fuck ever?
And after that, all that Microsoft needed to announce was backwards compatibility with the Xbox One and a brand new controller that actually seems extremely useful, and everybody was so impressed, they just acted like they won the conference.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough.
Electronic Arts. Of course, they started out with Need for Speed, and the first thing that I noticed was the poor musical choices. Like, you know the music in your trailer is subpar when I can throw in some generic techno, and it fits the thematic elements way better. And it didn't stop there. During the car customization screen, they literally used the track Surface by Aerochord. A song that is so commonly used in montage parodies that I was surprised they didn't throw terrible chroma keys and screaming children into the mix. After that, a gentleman by the name of Justin Weeb came out on stage, and I just felt bad for the guy. I mean, his presentation was great, but I still feel sorry for the guy about his name. It's
creative director Justin Weeb.
Obviously not his fault that his last name is literally Weeb, but I'm sure when he walked on stage, everybody was expecting something like... Next up came a game about yarn called Unravel that I don't even have the words to describe. Like, what is this?
It's a puzzle platformer where you play as a little character made of yarn, which unravels as you move. And the yarn, it represents love and the bonds that we make. And it unravels because that's what happens when we're separated from what we love. I made most of this design while I was on a camping trip with my family, way out in the countryside. And that's how Yarny came to be. And I actually brought him with me. Hi! No. I created this little doll with some old metal wire that...
You see what I mean? Like, I don't know what to say. I'm just sitting here puzzled, like...
What the fuck are you talking about?
Mirror's Edge Catalyst looks extremely fun despite the fact that it's coming out in spring of 2016 instead of fall of this year, but it's pretty clear why. I mean, the entire holiday season is going to be absolutely dominated by Battlefront, and I have to say, the initial gameplay looks very fun, but don't kid yourselves. I imagine if you're a novice or a rookie, you're gonna get stomped on. There are simply so many things that can straight up obliterate your opposition. I almost wet myself laughing during the presentation. Like, for example, here's one guy sitting in the AT-AT. He calls in one orbital strike on a flag that looks to have at least 5 guys on it, and immediately massacres all of them. But wait, there's more. If you manage to kill enough people and unlock a Jedi, you can just waltz up, slice 2 enemies in half, deflect blaster shots back at some dude for a triple kill, and top it all off with an insta-pentakill with your force push, bringing your grand total of 8 enemies slaughtered in a course of literally 7 seconds. This is gonna be so balanced. Holy shit, this is gonna be balanced. And on a quick side note, whoever is flying this TIE fighter needs to be fired.
Rebel Y-Wings are making their attack run. I can't hold it, I'm going down!
Ubisoft. They started off pretty strong with Trey Parker and Matt Stone from South Park saying what everyone was already thinking.
First of all, I'd just like to say that these mics are fucking dumb. And I feel like an idiot wearing it.
Aisha Tyler was her usual self, telling jokes that she thinks are really hilarious when the crowd clearly thinks that they're awful. Like, anytime that she finishes a one-liner, you can just tell. Inside her brain, she's thinking,
got him! Got him!
while everyone else is just sitting there like...
What?
Jason Derulo made an appearance for Just Dance, and the only surprising thing about that was the fact that he didn't say his own name before starting to sing. No, seriously, that's quite the accomplishment, because I don't think you understand how often he says his own name.
Jason Derulo, Jason Derulo, Jason Derulo.
Rainbow Six Siege was featured with obligatory slow motion shots of SWAT teams slowly zipping up jackets and getting dressed, which for my own amusement, I like to watch backwards while listening to Seal for dramatic effect. Much like the 2013 show, the outfits from Ubisoft were terrible, only instead of Aisha Tyler wearing a Girlwood t-shirt, it was some dude in pink clothes that looked like he was dressed by Stevie Wonder in the dark.
What the fuck are you wearing?
Sony! Much like EA's Justin Weeb from earlier, Sony had a presenter by the name of Asad Kizelbash.
Please welcome Asad Kizelbash.
And yet again, I can't bring myself to make fun of a person's name because they obviously don't get to choose them, but with all these goofy names, I had to question whether I was watching E3 or an episode of Key and Peele.
Hingle McCringleberry, Penn State University.
And don't even get me started about the whole Shenmue 3 Kickstarter, okay? Because that whole ordeal is so mind-numbing. Just allow me to show you the flowchart when it comes to video games and crowdfunding. Is your game about Japanese culture that appeals to a Western audience? Yeah. Seriously, the Kickstarter for Shenmue 3 was flooded with $800,000 in the first hour after the presentation, and it was so much traffic that Kickstarter temporarily went down. As of this point, they have around $2.8 million in funding, smashing their $2 million target in less than 24 hours.
Holy moly!
And that's about it. That's all that I wanted to say about E3. And for those of you that are upset that I didn't talk about Square Enix, I don't really watch Square Enix or their conferences for the simple reason that I'm not a weeb.